Hello guys, it's a warm welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega Daily. If you think that I'm dressed inappropriately for YouTube, so be it. It is absolutely as humid as hell. This is the rainy season and believe me, I am sweltering. There is moisture everywhere. It's precipitating all day long and there is water all around me and it is steaming hot. So there you go. Listen, I'm steaming hot about this subject. This subject is all about being invisible in Thailand. And I am Mr. Invisible. So if you want to know what that's about, stay tuned. Now you see me, now you don't. I'm Mr. Invisible. You might not know this. Well, if you've never been to Thailand, and I don't know if this is the case elsewhere, but I'll give you my experience. If you go, and I'll just give you it exactly as it is, if you go to a supermarket or a restaurant or anywhere that you have to pay a bill with a Thai person, usually with your girlfriend or your wife, let's say the supermarket, and you're queuing up and you get the total off the register and she'll say to you it's 2,000 baht or 3,000 baht or whatever, $100, 3,000 baht, and you hand her, let's say it's 2,500, and you hand her 3,000. Well, when she counts out the change, she will count it out and give it to the Thai person that's with you. So if that's your wife or your girlfriend, whoever it is, that's what happens. Do you know what? It doesn't happen every time, but it happens enough times to be an issue. And you might say, why is that? And after 10 years in Thailand, I'm still saying, why is that? It happens in restaurants as well, exactly the same scenario. You pay the bill and they give the change back to the Thai person. You know, that's what that's what I'm saying by being invisible. You don't feel as if you're here. There was another case and it happened today, and I'm putting a date on this video by telling you about this because, well, it's not really a date, just to say that I went to an establishment, let's say, with my family today, and in Thailand you don't have to wear a face mask. Now, the COVID, whenever you're watching this video, the COVID situation globally has reached an endemic stage, and nearly all, well, I don't know about any, I do think most countries around the world, you don't have to wear a face mask. Well, I'm exercising my right by not wearing a face mask. I don't deem it necessary when I'm in an environment like this outdoors, and even in some indoor environments. If I don't deem it necessary, I don't wear one because I don't have to. So anyway, there I am in this establishment and I'm not wearing a face mask. And one of the very polite, very extremely polite, say workers there on the reception desk came around from the reception desk and I was sort of sitting down around the reception area, and she said, please put on your face mask. And in English, and I said, I don't have one. And she said, well, you need to wear one. And I said, I prefer not to wear one. And she said, I'll get you one. And I said, that won't be necessary. And I kind of went on. I was doing something else and I went on about my business. But I came back to where the reception was about 3 minutes later, and she was looking at me. And she was very polite, and I said, look, I apologise to her. I said, sorry. I said, is it a requirement of the establishment to wear a face mask? And she said, yes. So then I duly put one on. I said, okay, sorry, I beg your pardon. If that's what it is, I'll put one on. So I did. And on the way out, when we were leaving, about 10 minutes later, another representative, I think the manager of the establishment, we were just leaving, going out the door, putting on our shoes, because obviously you can't put your shoes, a lot of places you have to take your shoes off going in, and this is one of those places. And the manager came out and spoke in Thai to my wife in my presence. And words to the effect of, next time he comes here, tell him to put a face mask on. He didn't put his face mask on. She told my wife that I didn't put my face mask on. as if I was some kind of school child. I mean, that really, what would that do to you? Would that infuriate you? But that actually happened. That actually happened today. You know, and when I talk about being invisible, I mean, can you get a better example than that? Somebody tells you to put a face mask on, you don't do it, then you apologise to them and put it on because you realise it's the policy of the establishment. And then when you're going out, the manager of that establishment nabs your wife and says, he didn't put on his face mask. Make sure he does it next time. I mean, come on. So that's what I mean by being invisible in Thailand. And it happens all the time. I mean, what's your experience? Have you had an experience like that? If you have had, please let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section. Wherever you live around the world, is it the same where you live? Is it a language thing? Did she address my wife because she felt that I didn't speak enough Thai? Well, the other girl spoke English. She could have come out and addressed me again and said, next time you come here, put on your face mask. But why did they deem it necessary to tell my wife? I don't think that that's excusable, let's say, in my book. But obviously they don't mean to be impolite. But I'd love to know what the rationale is in terms of telling your wife that you didn't put on your face mask. So, I'm Mr. Invisible. And when you live in Thailand, you do find yourself in those invisible situations. And it's not, let's say, a big deal. It's not the biggest deal in the world. It's more like a stone in my shoe. It's frustrating. I would say it is frustrating. It's annoying, but it's not a deal breaker. I mean, Thailand is a wonderful country and its people are wonderful. Everything about this place I absolutely love with all my heart. This is my home. I feel more at home here than I ever did in my home country, and that's a fact. I really do. I feel relaxed and accepted, and that's one thing about just to say. Thai people, I just want to talk about the positive, you know, something positive in this video. And there's nothing negative in this video. It's just an observation. It's just the way I feel that I am. Again, I don't like using the word treated, but the way you're appreciated. You can be appreciated in any way, and that's how I'm appreciated. Sometimes that they don't deem it to be discourteous not to address you, but address the Thai person in your presence. There was a wonderful program on BBC Radio 4 years ago called Does He Take Sugar? And it was about disabled people. And when they're with an able-bodied person, let's say in a restaurant, somebody might say, does he want a napkin, or does he want to use the bathroom, or does she want to order now? They wouldn't address the disabled person in the wheelchair for whatever reason, and they called the program Does He Take Sugar? And it was amazing, absolutely amazing. We're all guilty of that from time to time. If you see the disabled person is sitting in a wheelchair and they're not at your eye level, so you'll address the person that's pushing the wheelchair, let's say. Anyway, look, that's going down a different road. That's my experience. That's the way it is. If you have the same experience, let me know in the comment section. So if you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button, click the like button, click the share button, do all those wonderful things, and I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.